Excuse me, sir. I need to pee.
Welcome to another episode of Let's Rewatch, the show where we watch movies we loved in our youth and see if they're still any good. This week, we're not watching any movies. It's a clip show, guys, so it may come as no surprise to you that this show is edited, and sometimes I cut out whole conversations. Well, this week, you're going to get to hear those conversations, for better or for worse. So enjoy the Let's Rewatch clip show.
I didn't even get to ask that question. I was going to ask you guys what you thought was your favorite game movie.
Oh.
I don't know if I've seen
there?
Battleship Clue. Aren't they making
Resident Evil, Silent Hill.
Oh, I guess.
Tomb
Video
Raider.
games?
Oh,
I don't
video
know.
games.
Video games are different,
Super
I
Mario
feel
Brothers.
Does Jumanji count?
Jumanji counts.
Jumanji. Fuck, I don't know how to say that word, okay? I'm sorry.
So, did the game come first? It was a book my mom read to me as a kid growing up.
What?
Jumanji.
It was?
Yeah. And then the movie came out. I think the board game, was a licensing marketing thing from the movie.
It was.
I think you're right.
Yeah. You're right.
I'm going to look that up. But I know it was a book because my mom used to read it all the time when we were little.
I will
And I was
say,
like,
I don't know if this counts because, again, it's not a real video game, but Jumanji 2 is a fantastic video game movie.
Yeah, I threw that on.
It
It
was
was
so
on
good.
like Prime or something, and I was doing stuff, and I just threw it on, and it was one of those, I just kind of watched halfway in the background. I was like, oh, it seems pretty decent, actually.
It was super fun.
That surprise cameo halfway through. The Jonas, one of the Jonis.
Oh, I
Isn't
didn't
it?
even know that.
Oh, was that a famous person?
The
yeah, we
pilot.
have young children.
The pilot, the guy who was
I didn't
stuck in there, who ended up being Colin Hanks at the end, who'd been there for like 30 years. That was one of the Jonis.
Oh.
know.
Did not know. I'm
Wild
unfamiliar with
Jonas
the
appeared.
faces.
Yeah, they all look the same, right?
That's Jonas.
Oh, yes, you got called by Tack on Twitter. He called you a hipster, a California hipster, because
Because I don't watch
because you don't
trailers.
watch trailers. And I think that we should address this now and forever. But in case you people don't know, Nick doesn't watch movie trailers. Now, the extent of this is if you're in a room and you're with Nick and you play a movie trailer, he will ask you to turn it off or he will leave. If you're in a movie theater with Nick and they play trailers beforehand, he will put in earplugs, listen to music, and look down at the floor to avoid seeing trailers. That's how dedicated Nick is to this. This is Nick's religion.
Yeah, I watch movies alone a lot because,
Really?
yeah.
I'm just kidding. So please, Nick, explain to everyone. I think you have a perfectly valid reason to defend you after I have completely thrown you under the bus. I think you have a good reason.
So if we're going to talk about this, I'm going to take a minute, not too long, and I don't want to bore Elizabeth with this.
No, I want to hear your
Okay.
reasons. I learned about this when I was listening to the Zoolander podcast,
So,
and I'm very anxious to know your reasoning.
all right, so I've thought about this and I have structured an argument, and I want to put out my argument, and then I'm sure people will debate me, especially Bret. But I'm going to start by reading a quote from Alfred Hitchcock. Okay, so stick with me on this.
Oh, God.
Alfred Hitchcock says this: "We're now having a very innocent little chat. Let's suppose there's a bomb underneath this table between us. Nothing happens, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's an explosion. The public is surprised, but prior to this surprise, it has seen an absolutely ordinary scene of no special consequence. Now, let us take a suspense situation. The bomb is underneath the table, and the public knows it, probably because they have seen the anarchist place it there. The public is aware the bomb is going to explode at 1 o'clock, and there is a clock in the decor. The public can see that it is 1:45. In these conditions, the same innocuous conversation becomes fascinating because the public is participating in the scene. The audience is longing to warn the characters on the screen. You shouldn't be talking about such trivial matters. There's a bomb beneath you and it's about to explode. In the first case, we have given the public 15 seconds of surprise at the moment of the explosion. In the second, we have provided them with 15 minutes of suspense. The conclusion is that whenever possible, the public must be informed, except when the surprise is a twist. That is, when the unexpected ending is in itself the highlight of the story. So think about that quote. And so the point I want to make is storytelling at its best is about giving the audience information in a very specific order, in a very specific timeline. If I tell you what's going to happen before the thing happens, it might or might not ruin a joke. It might or might not destroy suspense.
It might be an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
And M. Night Shyamalan is very interesting because you cannot watch a Shyamalan movie without expecting a surprise. He's really hurt himself by exercising his most effective muscle. So, and I think this Alfred Hitchcock quote really drives home the fact that if you give me information, any information out of order from what the storyteller was going to give me, then you have affected the efficacy of that story. And granted, we're talking about movies. We're not talking about important global stuff, but this is a thing that I enjoy. This is a thing that brings me happiness, and I get more enjoyment when I get the story as told by the storyteller. And I know this would never, ever, ever be possible. But imagine how much more fun The Force Awakens would have been had you not known that the Millennium Falcon was going to be in the movie. That moment would have crushed.
I didn't know.
And did that moment crush?
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's a fucking moment. So I think, unfortunately, Bryce has something to say, but unfortunately, I'm gonna finish this last thing. Unfortunately, many trailers do spoil that by giving a piece of information out of order. It's unfortunate that they need to market movies that way. No, I'm done, Bryce. But that's. Go ahead. Sorry. Argue with me.
No, it's not an argument. I was going to say it reminds me of I went to see Prometheus, and I didn't know it was an alien movie.
Yes.
And so that was, I had that moment of surprise, and it was like,
I so wish I could have seen that movie not knowing the connection
I
to
hadn't
Alien.
seen the trailer. I didn't know anything about it, and I was just like, wait, is this an alien
Oh yeah,
movie?
us too. And at the end, we're just like, oh shit!
Right? How great was that moment?
That was pretty great.
So in that subject line, one thing that I admire about Pixar is that I feel like they're one of the few studios that does not give too much away in the trailers. Because I remember going to see Up and genuinely not knowing what this movie was
Like
about.
their trailer was
Right.
the teaser.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
they've got the ability to do that. Unfortunately, a lot of movies need to sell themselves by showing you the most interesting thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes you see a trailer and it's like, I've seen every beat of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to see Superman or Batman versus Superman because what they're doing to those characters is horrible. But I don't need to because I've seen all the trailers. I kind of know everything that's going to happen in that movie.
Yeah.
So-
And
Wait, so you did see the trailers for that one?
Oh, I watch trailers for stuff I don't care about. Yeah.
But how do you know that you don't care about it until
I've
well,
developed
unless you've seen the trailer?
I've developed
the
a skill.
whole idea of Batman versus Superman for
Nick
Nick,
has
is
a
a whole
sixth
other
sense.
subject.
Yeah, we could have a whole
And that movie in particular, Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice, the ending is obvious.
Yeah. The ending's in the title.
I've
Also,
developed
you've
the
read the
skill
comics.
of being able to sit in a movie theater and see the first 10 seconds of a trailer and then popping in my headphones when I know. It's like I know Sony's going to put out the Spider-Man movie. Fox is going to put out the X-Men movie. I know today in front of this movie, we're going to see the Independence Day trailer. Like I can see them coming. So I can usually pop in the headphones in time.
I will say if I'm watching a trailer and I will often not watch an entire trailer. So if I go to start to watch a trailer because I'm interested in this film, if I'm hooked within the first 10, 15 seconds, I go, okay, done. Stop watching the trailer. I'm going to watch the movie. Because I do completely agree. So often nowadays, and probably in the past too, but the entire story is given away in the trailer. And I work in reality TV. I'm a reality TV editor, and I edit a lot of promos for our episodes. And it's like a minute thing that it airs it goes on the web, and it's also the beginning intro of the show. And so often the idea is in reality TV, let's give everything away. And I think in marketing in general for films, the idea is let's give everything away because we want them to come see it. But the consequence is that, you showed me the Millennium Falcon and that's super exciting. But like you said, the consequence is how awesome would have that moment been had we not known. And, it's sad that happens. I think it all happens because so often I don't think the actual filmmakers have anything to do with the trailer. I think it's a completely different marketing department.
That is 100% correct.
Yeah.
And in working in an industry where the filmmakers and the marketing team are two separate entities, it causes a lot of frustration because the way that they create the trailers is the marketing team sets up these screenings, they invite the public, they watch the public's reaction and say, oh, the public reacted really strongly to this scene. It has to go in the trailer. Mm-hmm. What they don't realize is that, the public reacted really strongly to the scene because of the suspense before it, because it was unexpected, because of the way the storytelling happened.
Right.
So,
but they've got to sell their movies, and I can't blame them for that.
It's just hard to use Star Wars as the metric for that.
Yeah,
because I was so over it. And the only thing that actually made me want to see Star Wars before the big hype machine was the first trailer.
Yeah,
where I was like, oh my God, this looks like old Star Wars.
Me too.
I thought
Me
that
too.
trailer was great because they really didn't give away any of the story, which was great.
You all told me that, and I still wouldn't watch it. Because I already know I was going to see it.
Yeah, and I think, I think it's tough because as a film student, film kid who went to film school, like watching trailers was like the exciting thing that we would all do. And all us film kids would get excited to go see trailers. But I also really see your side of the coin too, sort of the purist of, well, I want to experience this emotional beat when it happens.
I wonder if Nick's thing only works though as like a weird like anti-vaxxer herd immunity thing where like he excludes himself from the trailer experience and then the rest of the world lets him know if the movie's worth seeing.
Maybe. The unfortunate side effect is that I'll be unaware of really cool movies that are coming out because I don't read articles about it. I don't read movie blogs anymore. I don't look at trailers. And then it's like, I didn't know that. That looks interesting. And then I'll see the first 30 seconds of a trailer and stop watching it.
Yeah.
Or pop in the headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
So that's why TAC.
So I hope people appreciate that tangent. I hope we didn't waste your time.
Did I ever tell you my complaint about Game of Thrones and the Crows?
No.
Like, if you ever watch Smallville, and maybe it's because they don't have a lot of sets, but they keep doing this thing of like, somebody will walk in a room and say, I got your message. And then they can do the rest of the scene from that. Like, and it's constant in that show. They keep, I got your message. And then scene begins. In Game of Thrones, it's like, I got your raven. That's constantly what's happening in Game of Thrones. It's like, instead of cell phones, they have ravens.
This
which
is
I guess transport instantaneously from one side of the world to the other.
Yeah, they definitely had like a realistic crow flying speed at the start of the series.
The ravens definitely, they use them less later in the series.
Okay.
They sent a raven and like it was like, okay, this is needs to happen now, and like it literally happened right then, and it was just like, holy crap.
Yeah. I do remember that.
It's like you really want to write a story with cell phones, but you can't, and ravens don't replace that.
How fast can they fly?
I also don't have any concept of how big Westeros is.
Wow, they
I know I've
can
seen
fly around 50 miles per hour.
Huh.
So, I mean...
Well, let's
That's
call it
still-
the speed of the U.S. mail, ultimately, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
If somebody sends a letter from New York, and I guess ravens don't sit in sorting facilities
No,
overnight.
they don't. At a time, they can travel up to 500 miles.
Wow.
But the fastest and longest ever recorded was 1,100 miles.
All right, so those are the Westeros ones.
You could send
Right,
a raven
yeah,
to Michigan.
The fastest conceivable one is the standard in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Well, they could be magic ravens.
Ooh.
I mean, clearly one of them is, right?
Yeah.
Or they just threw it real hard.
It drank the sewage water. And
You don't
gained its
throw
third eye.
the bird out the window.
They just gave him a little boost.
Ooh,
Just-
you put it in like a t-shirt launcher? You just
Yes.
It's like you get a nice spiral on it.
Oh my god. That poor animal.
Yeah, I remember when you first got your cell phone number, people were calling you about drugs or something.
No, that was me.
Yeah, no, that didn't
Oh, was
happen
it you?
to me.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was me. My phone number in high school, I'd get calls at like 2 a.m. Hey, is Jose there? No, this is not Jose. Oh, do you have any weed? No, I don't have any weed.
Well, they did already take the time to call.
No, mine
true.
was the one, Brett, where some girl was going around giving poor guys my phone number instead of hers.
That's
So I'd
right.
get the phone call like, "Is this Stephanie?" No. Well, are you sure this isn't Stephanie? Yeah. Oh, it's the number she wrote on the napkin. I'm like, sorry.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Ooh, that reminds me, robots. How are you liking the new Doctor Who, Mitch? I haven't gotten to watch it yet.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I tried to go back through Capaldi. I tried to go through Capaldi. I have not.
The Capaldi barrier.
It's so hard.
It is hard. But you know what? you can jump right into Jodie Whittaker. None of that stuff
Okay.
matters. You don't even have
Okay.
to.
Such a different show. Like
It is.
the
Oh,
media,
thank
I'm like,
God.
Chris Chibnall is here.
Okay. Good. That makes
And-
me very happy.
I can't say I'm like thrilled with it yet. I think I'm still in that stage of like, nobody likes the new Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came at it with a lot of goodwill towards her because I dig her. Like in
Yeah.
Broadchurch, she was brilliant.
Yes.
But there's some stuff that she's done so far that kind of felt like it fell a little flat. To the point where I think she could be really good after she spooled up 3 or 4 episodes, or I hope it's not like an early crack.
It's what, we're 2 episodes in?
Yes.
Yeah.
To her now? Okay.
See, I thought
All
that
right.
the second episode, I thought I thought she really shined in that one. Like the playfulness and yeah.
She's generally great. There's just been a few moments of like, all right, what's that?
But I think what we were really looking for is like,
Story.
we can skip Capaldi if we need to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
I really liked him as an actor and like the gravitas he brought to the role, and then but like what they were writing for him, I thought was just garbage.
the story is just
Yeah.
so bad.
Stephen
It's just
Moffat
like-
ran out of steam.
it's like he mistook like plot twists for like, let me throw a random thing in there. Isn't it so interesting? Like,
Yeah.
ooh, old London mystery.
yeah, confusing.
Just kidding. There's a fucking dinosaur. Like, no, fuck you. Get out of
confusing
here.
randomness for a plot twist.
Yeah.
It seems like he did a lot of stuff for the sake of one scene,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it didn't really work for the rest of even the story of that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus-
Mitch, have us on your show.
Yeah.
I would love to. I will definitely make
Yeah.
that happen.
I remember we recorded Zoolander a week before Zoolander 2 came out, and we were like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna love this, and then it bombed, and I was like, oh shit, well we got this episode in the can, I guess it's going out anyway, no one's gonna listen, but
That's weird that I still haven't seen Zoolander 2.
I know I haven't either. I want to see it.
Don't.
Do you?
Ooh.
Do you really
Don't.
want to see it?
Brett, have you seen it?
no.
Oh.
Wow.
Because I was going to ask, do you think if I got really stoned and drank a lot of beer, if it would be funny? But if it's not even that level of worth it.
It can't possibly. I mean, Mitch, it sounds like you've seen it, yeah?
I did. I went and saw it when it came out in theaters, and it was just too long after the first movie. It wasn't good. The jokes, they just tried doing the same jokes, and like when they do the same jokes, but it's more exaggerated. Just came out that way.
Plus, like, Zoolander, the original one, like, really affected comedy for a while. Like, people were quoting that shit all the time, and like, there's no way you can go back and do those jokes without them sounding stale, even decades later. Like, they needed to evolve that.
So y'all see Westworld?
Yep.
I've seen Zero season 2.
Okay, well then I will say nothing.
Sorry.
I will just say I was kind of right.
I don't remember what we talked about, but probably. But
We haven't seen the last half of the season finale.
Oh. Well, then never mind. Well, make sure you watch to the end of the credits, because the end of the credits is the thing that's, like, crazy.
I feel like that feels awful to me. Like, now I'm
Like
going to have to start
important
watching
stuff in the
TV
credits?
show credits.
Yeah.
Like, I'm barely down to do that for Marvel movies.
And
we
one
went
else.
We went to see the new Jurassic World, and then later I was listening to a review in a podcast, and they're talking about the scene after the credits that I had absolutely no memory of. And I asked Luna, and she's like, yeah, that totally happened. So that's how engaged I was with Jurassic World.
Hey, did y'all see Jurassic World? Because that was a weird movie.
You saw it with me.
No, I know.
I did not see it.
No, are you talking about the new movie?
Oh, yeah, Jurassic.
Fallen
Yeah, I guess they
Kingdom?
both have the same name, don't they?
So you've all seen it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty terrible, right?
I liked it better than the first one.
Yeah, I liked it better than the first one, too.
Wow.
Although this movie had, I said this to Ash already, but like real big battleship problems. But
Yeah.
and that's in a movie where they want you to believe that dinosaurs exist from genetic engineering, whatever. That's the suspension of disbelief. My biggest problem with this movie was that scene where they're escaping the island and they're on this truck and they jump onto the boat. On the truck, onto the boat full of people who want to kill them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
they
no
put
one
on hats.
no one notices.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, they put on hats.
But like,
they look just like
people
the
had
other
to
people.
jump out of the way when their truck landed, and like
Yeah.
no one noticed, and not even like if you saw the truck fly through the air and land on a
Yeah.
boat that was driving away, like wouldn't you just be like, "What the fuck? That was amazing!" Like,
Yeah.
no reaction.
Totally. The plot was dumb and didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Like, why does she even care about the dinosaurs? They tried to murder her multiple times.
Right. That doesn't make any sense.
No. And they never bothered to explain it.
Also, well, it's like this ecological disaster if all the dinosaurs died. Don't you have the technology to clone new dinosaurs?
That's the big deal here, I think, is like a lot of the whole like, oh, we have to save the species is like, because if they die, then they're gone forever. But like, they're not.
Isn't the whole point of Jurassic Park that you worked around that whole gone forever problem? I still want to do the podcast where we just rewatch Outcast videos. I think that would be so much fun.
I guess you could
the
just call
Outcast.
it Outcast. Yeah, the Outcast.
Let's rewatch Outcast.
Somebody
Outcast
must
cast.
already have an Outcast.
Outcast. I'm checking. I have to know.
It sounds like a gay community thing.
Why?
Because it's the
Bret is
Outcast.
Oh. I thought you were saying it in like a negative connotation, like they're
Oh.
outcasts. I was like, what the
Oh.
hell?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
No,
Bret.
it's because because cast is the word for is short for podcast, guys.
No, I get it now. I thought you were making it a double entendre. Like,
Yeah. I thought you were just
outcast and they're outcast by society because they're gay. Like, that's where my mind went first.
Oh, maybe they're
Well,
like hella
Bret-
punk gay people.
Bret is correct because there is such
Boom.
a podcast.
Yes!
They also are called Out Now, but it's Outcast, Out Now.
But Outcast, the
Damn,
band is
Bret.
spelled with a K.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
So is there
Schooled.
an Outcast cast.
Outcast. There's DJ Outcast, which seems
Yeah, don't,
like you
don't
stole
call
that
yourself-
name. Yeah.
I'm DJ Led Zeppelin. You can't just name yourself DJ followed by the name
DJ
of a
Beetle. Yep.
Rocking that SEO.
band. I mean, what?
Yeah.
I'm DJ Daft Punk.
That's like that's like I was at Lowe's today and there were these like scrubby things like scrub pads that you would use to clean your kitchen, and they're called Scrub Daddy, which Nick was like, that sounds like a DJ name. DJ Scrub Daddy.
Ew, it sounds very gross.
It sounds like Leather Daddy.
Right? It just sounds wrong.
Wait, what is that? Do I want to know?
That's like those, they wear the
It's
leather.
porn?
They wear the leather people.
That's what they're called?
Yeah.
Ew.
They're usually gay, right? Because they're the daddy. Leather Daddy.
What is that?
You guys need a shovel?
What?
Dig in your grave thing.
It's digging a big gay grave.
So, do you guys see Venom? I don't get this idea of if you're going to have a superhero movie, you clearly have a conflict, and you almost certainly need a fight. And so you need, like, who is your main character fighting? So why do you want to see a movie about the Joker without Batman? Why do you want to see Venom without Spider-Man? Like, what are you doing here?
Well, the Joker could be an interesting tragedy if told correctly.
Sure, and that one could be a movie where maybe there's not a fight. Mm-hmm. And so that one actually could have something, but what's the conflict? Who's the bad guy if the main character is the bad guy? Or are you trying to tell me that the bad guy is the good guy, in which case, fuck you?
Yep.
Well...
Mitch.
Right? Like, expect me to walk out of a movie theater thinking Venom was the good guy. What are we doing here?
I mean, okay, so...
I don't even want to believe that.
So, There Will Be Blood is a movie
Correct.
about... That's where my sentence ends. It is a movie.
I like your argument.
It's a movie...
Sincerely, you're making a great point.
Yeah, like it's a movie about a guy that is the bad guy.
Yeah.
And he wins.
Yeah.
And it's still a good movie. Like,
It's also not a superhero movie.
But he also
True.
loses. Like, it's not really about him winning. It's just about, it's like watching him
His
descend
tragedy.
into madness.
Yeah.
or like breaking...
But it is a
Well,
tragedy, yeah.
It's a tragedy. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like
And-
you can tell that story as a tragedy, and there isn't a physical bad guy. It's just about this character's descent. You know.
And had they maybe made Eddie Brock more interesting, maybe? But I don't know. I love your argument, Sam, but I don't know. It just feels like it's a completely different type of movie, and why are we wasting our time with trying to make Venom the good guy?
Movie Pass said pass.
Using Movie Pass, Sam and I, well, I guess we only did it with one of them, but
Yeah.
we've accidentally watched two separate Jack Black current Halloween offerings.
Oh, did you see the one where he looks like a wizard on the poster?
Yeah, we watched.
Is it good?
So something you might not know about A House with a Clock in the Walls is it's directed by Eli Roth.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
What?
He made a family movie.
And
Fucking what?
despite being generally not fantastic, it's fantastic. Like, it's ridiculous, and there's imagery in it that's legitimately frightening, and because it's
Yeah.
Eli Roth.
Yeah.
And we're watching this movie. It's just like, what the fuck did we just watch? But the story fell apart and like had a bunch of kid level like fart jokes and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
you know, if they could have just gotten out of their own way with that would have been a fucking awesome movie.
Yeah.
So I recommend seeing it just because like it worked way better than it should have.
for small segments, I would argue that the beginning is
It drags.
painfully boring.
Yeah, they take a long time to get into the magic.
Yeah, painfully boring.
That's
and then,
like when David Gordon Green directed Pineapple Express. Was this huge pivot? Like, this is not your type of movie.
what did he direct before Pineapple Express?
Like All the Real Girls and George Washington and like these really painfully human personal tragedies, and then Pineapple Express. Like, what?
Guy's
what
got
are you
range.
doing?
Isn't he the one that's directing the new Halloween?
I think you're right.
Nice segue, Mitch.
Wow, I wasn't even trying to make that connection. Because I remember seeing that, I'm like, wow, that makes me really interested.
Yeah, him and Danny McBride wrote it.
Really?
I like the things Danny McBride's been doing. Did you see
He's
Vice
really
Principals?
interesting.
No, I wanted to though.
It's
Was it good?
such a dark fucking show. Like, but
Oh, Principles?
yeah, but I really liked it. But it's totally my kind of humor.
Yeah, I have a tough time
It's
with
mean
him.
people.
You're totally right, Mitch. He did direct the new Halloween, which I'd forgotten about that, which makes me even more jazzed to see it. Because clearly that dude can pivot and make awesome
no kidding,
different stuff.
Guy's got range.
So you're hanging out with Aziz Ansari
Okay.
at a bar,
Me and Aziz.
and he offers to go get everyone drinks, and you ask
Oh,
for
boy.
a bud, and then as he's walking away, you say Aziz Light.
Much better. Thank you, Aziz.